You pick up your palette knife and then work that into your meat. Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Hi. Take two. Normally, I very seldom ever start the camera and turn it off, but right when I was in the middle of saying, I just dumped a bunch of girls in from the car girls folder, and that let's just hope we don't have an incident. I had an incident, and it was a couple of big ones. So what are we looking at? We're looking at, it was a half a glass already. It was really good. 10-ton oatmeal stout. This is one of the ones that Rich brought up for me. It's from Warped Wing Brewing. It weighs in at 7%. And it looks like this. I didn't do this the first time, but you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do the second time. We got the you're not a friend of mine anymore mode. We've got low, medium, high, and turbo. Ooh, nice. Look at that. Just looks like little tiny tapioca balls floating in there. An oatmeal stout. Okay. Smells like oatmeal and some chocolate. Threw some raisins in there. We just call it breakfast. Cheers for the second time for me and first time for you. It's relatively smooth, and I do kind of get that. There's just something about the oatmeal style beers. I don't really know how to explain it. It's an oat. It's oatiness. It's got an oatiness to it. I'm gonna start by Joey missed it. First was Smile Money saying first. Second, Harmar Shaberbummy. Well, Matt is in the beginning, and I'm guessing he's here. See, I try to throw a little clue in there. My man, Mule. Mule, sometimes I really wish we lived closer because I'd really like to go do sketchy shit with you. He says, what's up, E? Well, you know, off probation over here, on probation at Facebook for sharing a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse that said, in a world full of George Floyds, try to be more like Kyle Rittenhouse. As of this going live, we're on day 2, and they asked for some drone footage to be shown to them. I'm sorry. I have listened to an endless barrage of legal experts on this. Not to mention I've watched the footage. If they don't come back with not guilty for every single charge. See, the thing is I've lost so much faith in this country. And I realize that a lot of my feelings are based on fraud and lies, and the fact that the American electorate just wants to believe the bullshit that is being spread by the media. Oh, the media says, oh, there's nothing to see here. But mathematical geniuses who openly admit that they voted for Bernie Sanders and they're not a Trump fan at all are just like, you know what, I have to stand up for math. We already talked about this. Talk about that. I wish it was just a tad bit colder where she is right now. And then, of course, more and more keeps coming out. The sheriff in Wisconsin saying that the amount of fraud. I mean, we are talking about more than enough proof to actually have turned the Electoral College in Wisconsin. But yet, nobody wants to do anything about it. You know, there was a poll taken. 26% of everybody that took this poll thinks that Trump will be reinstated as president within a short amount of time. I would love to see that happen, but I have truly lost all faith in things good. And I don't mean to go where some people just don't care because it's just not their bag of tricks. But I'm sorry. But when we welcomed God out of our lives, out of our schools, and out of our politics, that's when everything went to shit. That's because what has crept in is the devil in evil. Believe what you want. But why is it okay for a teacher to talk about the gay agenda and Black Lives Matters and have that shit plastered all over the inside of a school, even for young kids, but you can't talk about the Bible? Bullshit. Hell. Mule says, wait till you get the RDS on the M&P. And okay, so I guess that's a vote for a yes. And again, I get it. When it's something of mine, it shouldn't really matter. But I guess if it's something that I truly don't, and I don't even know how this even works, because when Jerry shipped my FFL, the core, this is what he sent. I already had the magazines. I took the magazines with me. One was empty, one had defensive ammo in it, and since how Jerry got my gun, because I live in a freer state, even though we're libtards here, in Minnesota, I can take the gun off my side and hand it to whoever the F I want. There's no paper trail. You know, they can call it whatever they want. A straw purchase, but legally and technically in my state, I can buy a gun and have buyer's remorse in the frickin' parking lot and sell it to someone else. The other thing that cracks me up, which is a crock of shit, is you companies out there that somebody will call, like for instance, when we're doing the Justin stuff, call up and say, listen, I'm Brownells, you're one of them, losers. I want to purchase this lower, and I'm going to put it on my credit card, and I'm going to have it shipped to my friend Eric in Minnesota. Oh, we can't do that. It's a straw purchase. How is it a goddamn straw purchase if you're sending it to my FFL? I fill out all of the paperwork. Please explain. Please, someone explain to me. I need some splaining done. How is that a straw purchase? To stand here and tell me that if I was going to buy something and have it sent, maybe Joey's doing a build for Justin's Final Mission, and I want to buy a lower for it off of Brownells. Brownells will not ship it to anybody but the person whose name's on the credit card, because they say it's a straw purchase. And there's been quite a few companies over the years that pull the same shit. Sometimes even when it's not a serialized item. Companies. You know, and as long as I'm in the blame game, I'm going to continue on. All the inflated bullshit prices on ammunition, anybody that wants to get upset with a politician, that's fine, because they're the catalyst that started it. But it's the gun industry that could choose to do good, and they don't. Greedy. 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 So, the question is do this to this, which is what I wanted more than anything, and then I went and shot it and realized how well it shoots. But then again, if it's got optics on it, it's a it's a consideration as a carry gun. Right now, it has been the bedside, walking around the house, the walking around gun, Joey. And I've been looking at models, and I don't off the top of my head, I don't remember, but the one that I'm going to start as soon as I guess I can. Rodney Pincone sent it to me on here. Oh yeah, here's something from it was the one that after looking at all the models, I think the one that I want to go with is the Hollison, the HE508T GR X2. I like that one because it was titanium housing. It has the solar panel on it, so if the battery goes dead, it wasn't. And I can't tell because you can't tell from a picture, and none of their pictures did they put one on a firearm. It would have been nice for a size comparison. They have a brand new model, and all of a sudden the pictures aren't working on this one either. It must because I'm not here. But I definitely want one that had the green in it. I find the greens, for my eyes, is easier to see, especially when you're talking about a laser. But it just looks like kind of looks like all of them. Some of them I think start to get a little big and bulky looking, but this one had very high ratings as a carry one, and the titanium housing not only would make it beefy, but definitely a little bit lighter. And I don't know why the rest of the images aren't working on it, but and I'm taking the advice from JR10 Desert Gold. He said when your eyes start to get a little aged, the Hollison seems to be the one that, and I've noticed that because we had that Hollison Zeus donated for the last Justin one that Christopher ended up winning, and it was true. I looked through all of them, and the dots a lot of times just look like, instead of being a crisp little dot, they look like a starburst effect. And the Hollison that did not look like that. But yeah, I think I've come to the conclusion I'd really like to put a optic on it. I don't want to put a red dot on it. Put an optic on it, and see if I can get a holster made for it, configured like this, and what should I say, with the optics on it, and the flashlight laser combo, and without that on it. But I think if I'm going to carry it, I'm going to carry it full boat, ready to go. But what I don't know, because Jerry still hasn't sent me the box with whatever's in there, I don't know if you take this plate off and your optics just mount right in that location, or if there's plates in the box. Because I know with the Walther, there was different plates there's different plates in the box depending on what optics you put on here. And of course, this one's a little different. This one would. I want to say. That it does not go on a plate, because it says that it will co-witness with these sights, and if it was sitting on this plate, it would definitely not co-witness with it. And yes, several of you have sent it to me. I see. You guys can thank me. If you wanted an M&P chambered in 10 millimeter, it was because I talked about it, and somewhere my voice traveled back a little bit in time to production, and Smith & Wesson does indeed offer the M&P in a 10 millimeter. And obviously, if I was going to go that route, they offer the M&P in a 4.6 barrel, optics ready. So they basically have this. And the one cool thing about that is I would actually be able to get Pete to make me one, because I believe the M&P 10 millimeter is based around the 45's dimension. Someone said that that the 10 millimeter, because it's identical to the 45, that if you order a holster for this gun in the 45 for your 10 millimeter, it's a perfect fit. The problem is I would have to see. I'd be able to go that route. I'd be able to go that route with Pete, because he has the I don't know if he has the real gun or the blue gun of this in 45 ACP, because I wanted him to make me a holster before this went on there. Now I would want it just like this. Can the average person handle the turnaround time of I'd have to send that off to Pete just like it is and have him make a holster for it. And Clyde says, whiskey and revolution for all. Then Harmar says, Matt, no offense, but Rich is more interesting guest host than you are. McCline, shut up. Miles, does Matt get more or less interesting based on alcohol content? Salty, top 10 naked, Harmarsh. Here is, it goes again. Matt and his alcohol-induced facts and stats about everything, and it's not true. El Tenda, cheers. Cheers, my brother. Poco, well, hello there. Hey, how you doing? Poco, I think I'm gonna make a Brandon shirt. You want? Hell yeah. Anything that yes. Anything that perpetuates both the fact that Joe Biden is a douchebag. Yeah, they're really struggling with this, trying to make it I mean, I don't know about illegal. I mean, an offense on YouTube and Facebook and all these places to say, "Let's go, Brandon." Really? You know, welcome to 1984 and socialism, where if the powers that be are offended or worried or a little upset because you're doing something, well, they'll just shut you down. And again, Facebook, I 100%, and probably almost everybody that's going to hear me say this, I'll say it again. On Facebook, I got a 30-day ban for a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse. It's the one where he's cleaning the wall. Let's see. He's cleaning the wall and he's looking back at the camera. That's all you see in the picture. And it says, in a world full yeah, exactly. Please, someone explain to me, why are so many people defending a drug-dealing, drug-taking, woman-beating, convicted felon? Personally, oh, it's too bad that he's dead, really. Just one more piece of shit woman-beating felon, drug selling piece of crap is gone. Oh my God, my heart flutters just thinking of I think I'm gonna weep. Oh no, I'm not. And isn't there a picture? I could be wrong. I mean, why not? The CNN, ABC, NBC, and all them spread disinformation and lies. Didn't when the cops rolled up on him, didn't he ingest like all of the fentanyl that he had in the car because he didn't want to go to jail again? So what happened to the evidence in the autopsy that said that if he would have been dead no matter what? He killed himself. Yet all these weak mayors and governors allowed, oh, we should just let them unwind. No, I'd roll in there with a fucking panther and I'd mow them all down. Every single one of them. These pieces of shit, this is why the GE minigun was created. And that is all the side boob that you need. Okay, so too many people don't miss it. My first package comes from Sean Morley. McLean? Sean, this is from Sean Morley, the VMAX guy. And he sent all of the O-rings. There's the one that's must have broke. Right there, that's the one for the thermostat housing. Oh, that's Sean Morley. And he didn't even charge me. I mark my words on this. I don't know why he turned around and did that. I plan on asking him exactly what I owe him for this, and then put a little something extra in his stocking. This one is from NDZ Performance, and it says it's to the Glock Boy Bomi. For Glock Ghost Avenger 3.5 trigger. It's a connector and 2 of the orange test plate armor inspection Gen 1 through Gen 4s. So 2 back plates for the Glock or Glock style, and the fits all Glocks Gen 1 through 5. Does not fit the 42, 43, 43X, or 48. Drop-in, self-cleaning, lifetime warranty, avenging bad triggers. Ghost. The Ghost Avenger. Now, I'm just guessing that this is for the PSA? Oh. Or for whatever the hell I want to do with it. This one, I know exactly what it is, but I figured I would show it to you guys because Miles actually paid for one of the 2 of them. I ordered I ordered 2 more of the In Memory of Ed USAF and Be Like Ed, hashtag Be Like Ed. Miles bought one of them for Christine and the Honda, and as long as I was able to make it 2, I added one that I'm going to put on my truck. Thank you, Miles. Last but not least, Ebony Ebega. Okay. If that's the case, it better be something good. And looks like a 3D printed vice block. Must be, if I'm getting the e-bagging, it must be for an AR-10. And let's see if it works in the Justin lower. I don't know why it. There we go. Not sure why it has the secondary cut in it, but appreciate it. And I need to start that. I am so far behind on stuff. I have to do several videos. That is a fine looking Mustang. Oh, sir. Clyde. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to choose, but oh, I'll just grab something. Oh, look at something from Lafroy. Something tells me that there's several bottles on that shelf that have 2 shots or less in them that will be still on that shelf, and that Lafroy will be gone. Armarsh, Mercury, a heavy silvered block element. Mercury is one of the metallic elements that is a liquid at standard conditions for temperature and pressure. The only other element that is liquid under these conditions is hydrogen. Hydrogen bromine, though metals such as calcium, gallium, and rhodium melt just above room temperature. Armarsh, Brew Crew, save this link. Brew Crew, save this link. And this link is, the Captaindick Nozzle.
Oh, you got lava cake. One for each. The license plates.
One for the one for the Honda was a gift for you from Miles. Sean Morley. Look, condoms for Vivian.
Okay.
I'll have to send him something really nice, like a AR-15 or something to show my gratitude.
Sure.
Smile money. 6 ICU admissions for St. Louis County, Minnesota in November thus far. COVID dashboard. So 4 additional from last month. Holdover seems truthful. But yet they're telling they're saying we have no beds up here. By the way, you're not the only person that called bullshit on that. I know of another insider who said, there is nobody here with COVID. Why the fuck are they saying that we're overrun?
They're overrun because they do not have enough staff. What they're trying to do is entice people to come work for them by giving them these thousands of dollars of bonuses, which is nothing but a drop in the bucket to the hospital, because they're hiring people at cheaper wages. So they're paying less, and more is going into the CEO's pocket, which he just had $1 million pay raise in 1 year. So until the greed stops, nothing will change. They will always be short-handed.
Hey.
And as far as the vaccination goes with the COVID, people who have been vaccinated are now ending up in hospital because of being vaccinated. So it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not. You're gonna get this shit irregardless.
Hey, I have a question. How long has COVID been a thing now, year-wise? Date?
It'll be 2 years in March that we've had like the lockdowns, and we started doing all these policies, procedures, protocols.
Hey, I have a question. So, you went in every single day, never missed a single day. So you did 2 years as a loyal employee under COVID?
Just about.
So how'd that work out for you?
Not well.
I love you. These guys love you. Because you stood. And again, just to make sure that it's because some people will act like little bitches. She never said she was against vaccines.
No, I did not say that I was
She
against
said
vaccines.
she was never going to take the 2 that were on the table. There is a third one. But lo and behold, Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer are doing everything they can to block that one from becoming a thing.
But they can, if you live in Europe, you can get it over there. You can't get it here in the States, though.
Well, here, maybe we should go take your Italian... Well, of course, you'd have to have the shot to take the vacation. That's a catch-22. Say we could go on vacation to go get the shot. I don't believe... It's like, I don't care about vaccines. Now, having said that...
I'm not against them. I just want the one that is going to be the best for me. And this new one that they have put through the trials and tribulations has also included the Delta variant along with 3 other variants that they put in the vaccine, which tells me that they took the time, they didn't rush through like Pfizer and Moderna, to put the science behind them in order to come up with a vaccine that is going to actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
Never did I say no, I would never ever take anything, because that's just not me.
I mean, if it made the difference between it being able to do something and not, I would take the one that you endorse.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you've actually done the research, and being an insider, it's a... If more people could just have done the research.
Yeah, I'm not.
Instead, this was a gigantic mind F from our government because they wanted to see how easy it was to manipulate the masses, and oh boy did this pay off big benefits, because now they're just going to use this all the time.
Fear and paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that the virus isn't real. It is real, and yes, people have gotten sick from it, and yes, there has people that have been actually, that have been in hospital, and there's people that actually have died from it. I'm not disputing that.
Greg actually has a friend down in Moose Lake. They wouldn't bring him up here. They said we had no beds.
That's because here's where the greed comes in. When the hospitals are running low on money, which they all are, because let's face it, for a long time they were getting supplemented by all this COVID, okay? Now they're not getting supplemented anymore by this COVID, or if they are, it's very little. And they still got bills to pay just like everybody else. So what are they doing? They're taking people from Minneapolis, St. Paul, down at those hospitals, and they're bringing them up here so that they can fill the beds, charge the patients, charge the insurance, make the money.
Well, I guess you need extra money when you're building a 19-floor building. Here.
17 floors. 17 floors with supposedly the most state-of-the-art equipment that you can get out there.
And do you know how many places that Essentia has under construction right now?
Too many to count on my fingers and toes.
The amount of money they're spending is almost unbelievably overwhelming.
Well, before I left, they were looking into buying another clinic and hospital.
Want to try this?
No, thank you. I'm going to go finish making my chicken pot pie.
Hey. When are you going to try that?
What's that?
Our Patreon review that's only about like 4 months behind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This doesn't have to be a Saturday anymore.
No.
Or a Sunday.
No.
At least until something comes along.
Yeah. I like that whiskey that Rich had. What was it? It was that really expensive bottle.
Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah, that was very good. How'd you get some?
This is the one you left for me.
Oh.
And personally, I like this better than the Johnny Walker.
I know. I really like
But
that.
the Johnny Walker, for a regular Scotch, not an Isla Scotch, was the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
Stuff was unbelievable.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go finish cooking.
You could hand it out to first graders and they wouldn't even know they were drinking.
Probably not.
Chicken pot pie
Mm-hmm.
with mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's like poor man's shepherd's pie.
Your invention.
I think it's awesome.
Well, I'm just saying it's your invention.
Well, you made it last time, so you evidently don't hate it. Harmarsh, thanks for putting the link. Harmarsh put the link for the Captaindick Nozzle. If I'm ever not here, seriously, I'm not going to go more than 3 days. When they told me that I couldn't be here anymore, I was there every single day. Every single day. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. Cobra, hello there. Cobra. Yeah, I don't know if I think he fears opening it. Sorry, Cobra. I blame J-Dog. Hello. I love suspenders. Matt Davis. To swipe or not to swipe? That is the question. It's a tire thing? Oh, sipe. To sipe or not to sipe? Well, you know, I don't know, winter's coming. And Poco. An 883 quite possibly could be a straight across trade for a gun. No, I fully agree with you. Especially these days. The value on firearms, I believe, is at a premium because there's a lot of people that just don't know what is about to happen. I don't like wasting a lot of ammo, but I have to say the time and Rich shows up and provides at no point in time did Rich do anything but say just keep shooting if you want to. So yeah, it's that, and he added some stuff to the coffers. Make sure, I mean, and big thank you, Rich, because the 7.62 by 39 means food for Ed's rifle and the blonde and the redhead. But I'm really I really think it's awesome with the spam can, because that is that's awesome for the Dragunov, and I'm not exactly sure 100% where that scope is, but now that I think about that, I don't know if I ever put the I believe I have a 7.62 by 54 laser. Might have to do that, and I have this out just because this company's starting to get pissed off at me because I haven't done a video, and I think I'm going to have to do 2 videos on it. I might even have to drop that in the mail and send it off to, like, say, Brian McCown, somewhere where he's got a lot of real estate and the opportunity to shoot at night. In order for me to shoot at night, I have to it'd have to be a Saturday, and would mean there'd be no brewery view because I'd have to well, I guess it's not entirely true. I've got great internet service up at the shack, you know, middle of nowhere. I have better internet service sometimes than my backyard. I guess I could go up to the shack. I could, you know, fire up the wood stove, stay overnight, maybe see if Michael wants to go up, or, you know, I doubt it because of his schedule right now that Matt could go at, you know, or Miles. Hanging out all night with either one of them. Just kidding. I mean, that would be a thing, though. Maybe go up to the shack on a Saturday. I'd have to go up on a Saturday and stay and work on this video at night. I'm having a hard time. Here's my thoughts on it, and it's probably how the video is going to go too. In this setup, I still have to. I can get it focused on the reticle, so I can see my reticle all good. But this is the only rifle that I have that I was able to move. I actually move the normally the eye relief happens to work out to about where the back of the rifle is, where the charging handle is, maybe back to the castle nut. I was able to move this one as forward as I could go and still stay on the upper. The only way I can make this configuration work is on this rifle, and I'm close. It's not irritatingly off. Now on any other rifle, instead of being like this, I'm like this. and I'm not into what would be a comfortable or natural position. Now, having said that, for under $400, you now have a standalone infrared scope, and with it you have 1, 2, and 3 times zoom. It has you can take a picture of what you're looking at. You can take a video of what you are looking at. The menu on it is pretty intense. It has a lot of stuff. You have a focus ring right here, and it's not a bad thing. And of course, what's really nice is it just takes an 18650 battery. So if you want to say bring extras with you, then you can bring them home and throw them on a multi-charger. It's powering up. Oh, yeah. See it powered. Oh, there we go. Powered up that fast. So if you wanted to use this as a standalone night vision scope, it works great. It works great for that. I'm personally, and again, can you get a monocle night vision setup like this for less than $400? I don't know. Unfortunately, I have never had the privilege of using any night vision stuff. I would like to have, and Jeremy was pointing me in the right direction to go. Like Clyde says the one that pops up on Facebook is a piece of shit. Don't waste your money on it, which is really sad to hear on something that will run you like $1,000 to $2,500 depending on what model of theirs you go with. But it all I can tell you is in total dark, when you flip it over to that mode, and if you are going to use it not as a scope or a mount to your scope, it does have a regular old tripod mount. So it I don't know. Can you do better for $349 or $379? Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And then it's got these adapters that you can put onto your scope. My biggest complaint is it moves your eye relief back. I guess 4 inches. It moves your eye relief back by 4 to 4 1/4, depending on the eye relief of your scope. Because I guess in all fairness, you'd be putting your face directly up against this cushion, which once again is great if you don't wear glasses. I just don't foresee an easy way to do a video where I shoot it. I could do a tabletop and tell you all about it, and get an opportunity down the road to go out and get a chance to shoot it. See, I can't even do that right now because deer season. You can go to like Dead On or out to Island Lake and shoot at some of those ranges, but I'd be in trouble if I was out shooting. And of course, you're not supposed to be shooting after dark during deer season, so you fire a couple of shots and they're going to come looking for you like you're poaching. Cobra, for Christine, I believe USAA has some telemarketing positions for people with good customer service skills, which I am sure she has. And he has a link. I can show her that. JR10, what is this medical information? Well, JR10, I was actually told that the Go Brandon shirts were being grouped into that. Otherwise, for me to tell you that to say anything negative about the vaccine is now freedom of speech is all gone. For me to tell you my personal concerns, I I am not standing here pretending to be a doctor or anything. I am simply telling you what I have read, heard, through the system, hanging around with multiple people. I mean, why are all these doctors and nurses, why are they all gone? JR10, that is one intense looking telescope setup that you have. That has to just be awesome to be able to be capturing stuff like that. Then Scourge, what's really good? What's really good? Well, I would think not having to go to work tomorrow and going shooting and not have to worry about how much ammunition I use, that's really good. Watching her drown in a 5-gallon bucket, that's really good. Maybe she's a lovely person. She's just, I mean, here's a job where we need you to lie all the time. Oh, I got it. Matt Davis, every time I ever say plaster and laugh, some asshat has to correct me by saying laugh and plaster. Seattle is a shithole. Speaking of shitholes, Cheapo Gun Guy, cheers. Cheers, my brother. Cobra says D6. Why does Cobra say D6? Asking for a friend. D6, Cobra, happens to be a hit. D6 is a hit. Mr. Mark Mack, laugh my ass off. Matt forced me. Last call, one and done. Laugh out loud. Rich Huff, cheers all. I'm safely back home in Ohio. You got 3 thumbs up for that, or 7 thumbs up for that.
Well, I hope he comes back, and next time I hope he brings his wife.
Just not the woman's build, otherwise there might be some kind of a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an awesome weekend.
Yes, it was very nice having him.
Rich is
Really enjoyed his company.
Rich is a really good guy.
Yeah, very nice man.
Speaking of that, thanks for the segue. Rich brought her a gift. You remember back when I reviewed this? Maybe one of my favorite, least if not this particular one, being my favorite style fixed blade. Big, beefy, feels good in your hands. This particular one has some cool red liners in it and got a little bit of jimping on here, and Christine's always like it's the elephant knife. Well, I finally gave in and actually gave this knife to Christine. I don't know if I ever announced that I lost one of my favorite knives to Christine, but Rich wasn't or didn't think that I would have possibly done that. Well, when Rich was here, I looked through the big box, the Snap-on box of knives, and I'm like going, it's not in there. And I'm like, so the question was, is I remember thinking to myself, this is one of your favorite knives. Just the sheath on this is just so awesome. It allows you to use it in scout carry. You could have it running through a belt down here, running through a belt up here. It's just a well thought out sheath, beautifully made, heavy ass duty, beautiful leather work. And when it wasn't in here, I was like going, if Christine wanted it, I would not have given it to anybody else. No matter how much someone else wanted this knife, if Christine wanted it, it would have naturally gone to her. And I said to her, when Rich gave her one of these knives, actually, Rich, she took my knife and stuck it in the box that you brought. Kudeman fixed blade. I looked at her and I go, what happened to that the elephant knife? And she goes, I don't know. She goes, I always wanted one. And then it's like Rich presents her with one, and I go through her drawer, and at the bottom is mine. So she took mine and put it in the box, and now the one that she got from Rich is in her drawer. Right next to that sweet ass out the ender that Zeus gave her, which will probably spend eternity in the really cool, practically pelican case box that it came in. Me, the out the ender that I had, I used religiously, even though there might be issues with that in the state of Minnesota, but I really don't give a shit. Isn't that irony? That you could possibly get in trouble for the knife on your side while carrying a firearm. Zeus, Mercury is the planet I'm from. McLean, I want me one of those mat sickles. McLean, when I come up there, Eric, I'm not bringing my wife, my kids, or my dog. Just me, my favorite thermos, and a gallon of wheel bearing grease. High speed. And I can say a few things to him, and I'm going with sounds great. McLean, my old 235 had Babbitt bearings. Pain in the... Might have been the 218, can't remember. Somebody fact check me. McLean, I want to paint Matt. Eric, I need to do a phone in. Steven, nope. I didn't meet Matt when we were there, but it was like 6 or 7 years ago. Jeremy, wow, Matt says he's pretty stuck on himself, referring to me. Now I'm definitely know his thoughts, and are not based in reality. Smile money, sub-comment. His brain works differently than most other humans. He is on a spectrum all by himself. Bless his heart. Wade. Hi, Matt. Glad you're back. You bring everyone so much joy, when you leave the room. But still... And I can say, so true, I know, oh yes. Oh yes. Sub-comment from Smile Money. Matt is so entertaining, he needs his own channel. He's wasting his talent here on Eric's channel. Now, I won't subscribe, but that doesn't mean that I don't wish he would move on to bigger and better things. Wow. Terdicius. If you have a firearm that is an unintentional binary, it's only a matter of time before it goes full auto. Contact a qualified armor and contact Jake from State Farm. Go up a grade on your liability insurance. And more cowbell. Oh, I have to more cowbell that. Smile and he says, damn, Matt has just raised his asking price. Full auto premium. In 3. 2, and 1. You've been warned. Merca. Smile money. Matt, mercury has a delicious flavor. You should do a shot. I think it's also 14% ABV. I hadn't looked that up. I just feel it would be something you'd like to hear. Miles, I hear mercury will lower your blood temperature. Smile money, the red to room temperature. Salty Shellback. The reason many hospitals are at full capacity is because their business model is to always run to full capacity to maximize earnings. No business wants to have extra unused capacity because it's lost revenue. So the fact that the fake news is making a big deal out of this, actually spreading misinformation, shocking, not? Oh, and Salty, yes, I did hear that in the case of a lot of the beds around here, they are being ICU had. Now I can't say where I heard this information. It actually wasn't her. ICU, more than half of the beds in ICU were not intensive care. They were just someone in a bed. They had a guy in a splint waiting to get a cast made. That was just one of several when they went down the line of who was in a bed, they were just occupying space. Salty with an hour's worth of sub comments. Pure water is actually not electrically conductive. You have to add an electrolyte like salt to make it conductive. Matt was on to the reason why they don't use water in thermostats. This is because it could freeze in common air temperatures and make the thermostat useless. Mercury freezes at about -40. Too cold even for nakedness. So, the Sharky, damn, you beat me to it. I'll leave my comment up though. Can't be arsed to take it down. Miles, fun fact, -40 is -40. Is it fun fact? -40 degrees is -40 C or F. Naked Science says Salty. Sharky says Salty is right there. The comment about the metric guy, I disagree and say -40 C, laugh out loud. He says, this is weird science. Damn, Kelly LeBrock was hot. What the fuck? Salty says, I think my pause button on the VCR broke while watching that movie. Yeah, I know. And then he says, naked cheers. Okay. Scrolling an hour back up to the next comment. Sharky, Semper Fi, Mr. and Mrs. Reisner, raise a glass. Anybody that had ever had any communications or anything with Matthew Reisner knows that he was a gentleman. But if you want to see the other side, he would bring you straight to hell. Matt, I miss you. And on my very short list of regrets is not getting the opportunity to shake your hand. Sharky, pure water actually isn't conductive at all. Tap water is conductive due to all the salts and impurities that dissolved in said water. They used to use mercury in thermostat meters because its temperature range and stable expansion. Read more button. Nowadays, most some sort of solution, water, alcohol, color mix, I think, is used in thermometers. Sharky says F8. F8 is a misdemeanor. Mister. Sharky, sauteed peppers tend to mellow out a bit. It's because more smooth but still hot. Christine picked me up some chips to go along with Rich's salsa. Smart money. I would rate Matt for what it is. Anyone know? Sharky SH. My original SH comment got deleted. What else is new? Shocking. EMT Rail Fan. 180. I thought you shot across the top of PA on 190 through Erie. If you were on 180, you were 4 miles away from me, laugh out loud. You could have at least told me when you were coming through so I could egg you or moon you as you drove by. I don't even know where I was. I'm sure you could download the stuff off my phone from Google. Smart money. Not sure where Jerry lives in PA, but I just assume 90 as much out of the way. Smart money. According to the placement on the map, I assume that hitting 90 and then 86 across southern tier and dropping back down would have been the primary route, but it ends up being an hour longer than 80. Smart money. And you avoid as much of New York State as possible. Touché. Okay, Mr. 27, how dare you, Matt, make Brew Bomey drink beer? Miss 27, Outro Babe is okay. Sure would be nice to see her 2 round things. Miss 27, where's the Canadian whiskey guy at? He has been MIA. Mike? Cheers, boys. Cheers, Mike. Jules, Island Girl. Matt and Eric, have fun. Thank you, Jules. Brad, hell yeah, brother. Fuck Joe Biden. Didn't Scourge, hey E, if you're vegan and pro-abortion, does that mean you can eat eggs? You know, I would think so. Jeremy, smoking deer heart is amazing. Or even smoked beef heart is good. Okay. I really couldn't stand here and say I wouldn't eat it. Paul from PA Brew News. Glad you enjoyed the 6-hearted ale combination that I mixed from Bell's. Cheers, guys. It was definitely better than each of them on their own, surprisingly. And I can say so good stuff, thanks again. And I'm going to go with thanks again. Okay, let me tell you about... Okay, so... What, that's too hard to do. I'm going to tell you about this, and then we got to get out of here because we're already over an hour. 10-ton oatmeal stout from Warped Wing. 7%. It's probably higher than most. I mean, I don't know what the highest alcohol percentage has been on a oatmeal stout that I've had, but this is a. It's not overly bitter. It has a little bit of a bitterness to it, but it's pretty damn typical of an oatmeal stout. Nice little chocolate, maybe just a little tinge of coffee in the background. It was a 6-pack. And I may or may not share the other 4. I may or may not have one more with dinner. And on the E scale, I'd give it an 8.5. First in, Jay. Maybe not. He's on the Lafroig. If I'm ever in that basement, I will walk in, I will draw my gun, and shoot that fucking cowbell. And, believe it or not, the only one in the club is Harmarsh saying, "Cheers, clubbers." Hey, that was 6 minutes ago. You guys have had an hour. So, Harmarsh, cheers. Cheers to that. Cheers to you. Cheers to everybody. And, may or may not be here tomorrow. I don't know. I got shit piling up over here. 3 freaking flashlights, battle box, and that. I kind of like that by itself. I don't know if I could ever go that route as a legitimate scope setup. It's just it needs to be an all-in-one setup, and they're just way too pricey. Not on the horizon for me. Cheers.